Hello everyone. We are Group 12 and today we are going to discuss the performance of the domestic airlines operated in the United States. Our primary data source contains the delayed information for the airlines from 2003 to 2014, and the secondary data source contains the information about the fares of each airline for the particular cities as well as the geocodes of all the airports in the United States. In the first visualization, we can all see the airports operated by the domestic airlines. In this, the color encoding is used to identify each unique airport. The geocoding data source helped us to separately show all the different airports within one city. For example, the Dallas Love Field Airport as well as the Dallas DFW Airport. We also performed clustering using R and integrated that information in Tableau based on three major parameters, which are the fare per mile, the market share, as well as the overall delay per flight. And this information was used to identify the type of flights. The three clusters formed were cluster 1, 2, and 3. The cluster 1 has low fares, quite a few delays, and maximum market share, whereas cluster 2 has maximum fares, minimum delays, and medium market share. Cluster 3 has medium fares, few delays, and less market share. So overall, the high market share cluster has low fares and quite a few delays. We also checked which airline has the maximum market share and observed that the Southwest Airlines has the maximum market share of 29.72%, and the second one is Delta Airlines, which has a market share of 18.58%. The US Airlines and the United Airlines have a market share of about 12% each. In this, we can clearly notice that the Southwest and the Delta Airlines cover almost 50% of the market. In this visualization, we can analyze the overall delay per carrier on each airport. The bigger the size of the pie, the more is the delay, whereas the color encoding is used for each of the separate airline. By looking at this viz, we can observe that the delays are more in the east and more on the international airports. In this small multiples visualization, we can see that the types of delays for each airline over the years. We can see that the Southwest Airlines has less delays in each of the category comparatively, whereas the Delta Airlines has more delays comparatively. We can observe that the maximum amount of delays are caused by weather and security. We analyzed the fare per mile for top 5 airlines and observed that the Southwest and Delta Airlines have the maximum market share and also have the lowest fare per mile. In between Southwest and Delta Airlines, the delays are low for Southwest and it might have a higher market share. So we created 4 region groups, Middle West, Northeast, South and West, to see if the airlines are doing well in the particular regions or not. So we picked up top 5 cities in each of the region. And we observed that the Southwest is doing well overall. We also observed that the Delta Airlines can improve in the West, whereas the United Airlines has high fares but it is preferred in some cities. For example, New York, Washington, Denver or Chicago. As some airlines have high fares and low delays and other have low fares and high delays, choosing an airline is a trade-off between delays and fares. This visualization can be used to choose a path and see which airlines is preferred more or which airline has low fares and low delays. The thickness of the line shows the number of passengers, whereas the color encoding gives the airline. For example, if we want to fly from Dallas to any other destination, we can see in the tooltip which airline has less delays and less fares. Also, the thickness of the airlines represent the number of passengers. Similarly, we can do it for all other cities like Denver, New York, and Chicago. So, the overall insights include that the flights with least fare per mile have maximum market share, which is the Southwest and the Delta Airlines. We also see that the delays are more on the international airports. The security and weather delays are maximum overall, and Delta Airlines has more delays compared to the Southwest. Delta Airlines can also improve on delays, whereas the United Airlines has high fares but preferred in Chicago, New York, Washington, and Denver. Lastly, the Southwest is popular overall but because of the low fares and the minimum delays. Thank you.